Hello everyone, welcome to Drop Frames episode 101. We're supporting a small streamer today by the name of Lirik. Yeah, hashtag support a small streamer.
Part of our new affiliate support program.
Yeah. So if you want to support him, he's only accepting cheering right now over on twitch.tv/Lirik, so go support him.
I just got my check mark.
Yeah. No, you don't. Do you have your check mark? I thought affiliates didn't have check marks.
Yeah, I don't. I was looking for it. I did not see a check mark.
Okay, all right. Well, don't post it in my checks. I don't want them to go watch you instead of me.
JP, I don't want to really talk for him, but I don't know if he's going to correct you. I think it's pronounced Lirik?
Lorik.
Oh, Lorik.
Yeah. The I is silent.
Exactly.
It makes like an O noise. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Are both eyes silent? So it's just
Lurk. It's just Lurk.
Lork. That's his name.
Lurk.
Yeah. Lirik. Now I'm saying both names. Thanks a lot. Lirik is our guest today. We'll be talking about some stuff that Twitch has been putting out. Outlast 2, which seems to be kind of not the best game from a lot of people that have played it. Then whatever else everyone's been up to, as well as Call of Duty going back to World War II, which I haven't watched the trailer yet, so we'll be looking at that. Have you guys watched it? Did you watch it on stream, Lirik or Co?
A couple of times.
Okay.
I'm excited.
A couple of times. Well, all right.
I'm excited, but optimistic.
Okay, well, we'll watch it and
scared.
We'll see what it looks like. Let's start off, though, talking about the new stuff that Twitch has launched. It seems like every week they're throwing out new shit. This time it's the Twitch of... I shouldn't say shit. That sounds really bad. New stuff.
I was going to say anything. I was like...
That sounds really bad. They're throwing out new stuff.
this fucking garbage.
It's fucking garbage. This week's is the Twitch affiliate program, which is... It's a way for people that aren't partnered. It's like partner light. You can get bits, you can get cheers, and that's about it. They have some on their... Let me pull this up. On their Twitch affiliate program site, you have to have 50 followers. Over the last 30 days, have 500 total minutes broadcast, 7 unique broadcast days, and an average of 3 or more concurrent viewers. This criterion may change as the program develops. What do you guys think about the Twitch affiliate program? I think it's fine.
It's diet partnership light. And it's honestly in probably one of the most... It's support in one of the toughest areas and one of the toughest times you're going to have as somebody who's trying to become a full-time streamer. It's something that I really wish was around when I was starting. There's a lot of really positive stuff in there for new streamers.
Yeah, I would agree. There was a video that I think Twitch, I'm not sure what account, it might have been the main account, put out on Twitter yesterday of all of the new Twitch affiliates going around and getting a 10K cheer, and then seeing them react to it was kind of cool because everyone has like a big reaction to that type of stuff, obviously. So that's pretty cool. Zeke, what do you think about it?
I'd be curious to ask any of the new affiliates if they have noticed, like, of course there's going to be an uptick because of the hype. Mm-hmm. Like people are going to be like throwing bits at new affiliates because of the hype. But I'm like over time, I'm wondering if it's going to make them more money than just having, that tip button, like just the PayPal tip thing. Because anybody could have that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. I guess it's an interesting thought. I think more people would probably be... I don't know, at the start, like you're saying, it might be a huge rush, but I don't know if it's going to have any lasting power, right? Like, a month from now, will the affiliates be relying solely on bits for their income? I also hope that people don't decide to quit their jobs because they got 100 or a 10K cheer yesterday.
And it's important to mention, like, I don't think Twitch is making this as a partnership substitute. And a lot of people kind of see it as such. And I don't think that's what they're going for. I think it's... I was talking to a Twitch employee yesterday, and they basically said this. Like, the affiliate program is not so people can support themselves off streaming. It's so while they're streaming, they have avenues to, pay for their groceries and pay a few bills while they're working their way up to being able to support themselves. But it's not meant to be partnership, which is why it's like a different entity, from what I understand. But, it's they don't want people thinking that affiliate program is just like partnership wasn't the goal. Like, it's once you're an affiliate, if anything, that's when it really starts becoming something you need to work on. Not, hey, cool, I'm an affiliate now. Awesome. Like, no, it's like you've been chosen to start working harder, basically.
Right. Yeah, I never saw this in the FAQ on Twitch's site. Under subscriptions for Twitch affiliate, it says coming soon, 1 sub emote. So I guess they're going to give subs to affiliates as well, which is kind of cool.
One sub emote to affiliates.
One sub emote, yeah.
They'd have to. Yeah.
Which is, I think that's good. I think opening up the platform, especially with where YouTube is kind of fucking everyone over right now with with all the ad sales, like now's the perfect time to open it up to everyone and just open up the fucking doors for all the YouTubers.
Real quick kind of side thing on that. Today is the first time in a long time I had a YouTuber in chat, like just asking question after question, like, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I'm interested in coming to Twitch. I've got 180,000+, subscribers on there. Do you have any suggestions? What can I do? Can I talk to anyone? Do you know of anyone who's made the jump? Like he was really looking into getting here. So it's definitely starting. It's definitely starting.
Yeah. What were we going to say, Zeke?
Affiliates getting a sub emote.
It says coming soon, one sub emote. Yeah, on the FAQ.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like you get one emote. If you're an affiliate, you get one emote on your channel.
But they don't have subscribers, so what is a sub emote? Is it just them saying they get one custom emote?
No, well,
that's what it would imply.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The limit would be one sub emote. Yeah, with subscriptions also on the channel.
Yeah.
I mean, it says.
I think it's a good feature. I mean, it's something to start by, and it's like you can't really complain. I feel like because if you're an affiliate, you're eventually going to become a partner.
Hopefully,
like that is
the hope,
I mean, yeah, hopefully, but I mean, it's a good starting spot, right? Instead of not being anything.
This is what is the like levels now? The numbers for partnership is that. Did they come out and say what those numbers are? Because it used to be like back in the day, it was like you need 800 viewers, you need blah blah blah. But like, are there numbers out there for what a partnership offer needs to even get one? You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they recently change it? Like just a few months ago, didn't they change what was it? I think on the page. I mean, hold on, let me check real quick. All the requirements used to be on a page from the front.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that page in quite some time. I don't know what the
I can't even get the old front page anymore. I don't even know.
I know they keep tweaking it and stuff, but what it's now with the affiliate program, maybe it's harder. Would you guys think it's harder now, or do they want a lot of affiliates? Like, what is the goal? Like, have a huge pool of affiliates, and it's like handpick partners from that? Is that kind of their goal, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. Let me see if there's anything in the FAQ. Yeah, the FAQ ends pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a kind of a way to handpick partners, but it's going to piss a lot of people off if they're just sitting at affiliate and never actually get the partner button if they are performing well.
Because you give them hope.
Yeah. If you give them hope and they never actually give them anything, the hope will only stay for so long.
It says all the information is on the application to apply to be a partner, but I don't think we can go to that because we are partners. It's not letting me open it.
Okay. Well,
but it's probably in there somewhere.
Wait, what if you log out? Can you log out and get in? I don't know.
Who wants to log out? I don't want to log out because I've got.
I was going to say.
bullshit.
Yes, actually, that worked perfectly. Partnership guidelines: an established and steadily growing audience in chat. There's no numbers in that line.
Okay.
A regular broadcast schedule of at least 3 times a week, and content that conforms to our rules and conduct, terms of service, and DMCA guidelines. See, I got my partnership about 3 years ago. That's totally different. There were hard numbers.
Yeah.
If you didn't meet, it was 350 in my case. And if you didn't have 350 viewers 3 times a week, it was no. And they no exception.
Is it completely up to Twitch partnerships then as they sift through the applications?
It does say right below it, all of these are general guidelines and exceptions are handled on a case-by-case basis. We're always excited for streamers who can create unique content.
They're just saying a lot they just had to put some text there and that's what they settled upon rather.
Well, no, basically they're saying that, hey, if you have unique content, we'll probably let you do something special and we'll notice you. I think it's what they're trying to say there. Like, don't.
Well, that's interesting. The other thing that's kind of cool here is the payout time frame. It's interesting that they list this. For Twitch affiliates is 60 days. For partners, it's 45 days. So are we going to get paid faster now? Because hasn't it always been 60 days for partners?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has been.
It's always been 2 months out. Yeah, you get paid 2 months back. So I guess that's getting sped up. And then
I'd rather they did it like if they're gonna jump it from one thing to another thing from 60 to something. Can you do it from 60 to 30 or just keep it at 60? Because
45 is
fucks up like my fucking paycheck. Like I get a paycheck like every
Yeah.
I can count it on in this 3-day period every month. And if you do 45 days, you're gonna fuck up my whole shit.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Here's an interesting thing too. The payout fees on affiliates will be covered by the affiliates, but for a partner, they're covered by Twitch.
That makes sense. If you think about,
it's always
if you
been
think
like
about
that,
how
right?
many affiliates there's going to be,
Yeah.
and like from like that, there's going to be thousands of more affiliates than partners. So
Yeah.
and that's really going to add up if they're paying people every single month paying fees. So that's I guess it kind of depends on how far they go with the affiliate program. And by the way, have they released any numbers with the affiliate program?
Yes. Yeah. It's in terms of what it is to be.
In terms of how many there are?
Oh no. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I'm kind
if
of
that's
curious,
been
like
up there.
how far are they going to take this system? Because if they're going to be actually putting money into it, like, are they going to put arbitrary limits? You know, what's going to happen when a guy that has 50 viewers gets an affiliate and a dude that 150 doesn't? You know, like, it's going to be interesting.
I mean, if an average of 3 concurrent viewers over the last 30 days is one of the barrier of entry, like that cuts out
Dude,
a
that is-
lot of
That's
people.
like I feel like
Tens
that's
of
very bare
thousands of
bones.
people that qualify for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a good amount.
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
Well, what if that's what they want? Like a lot of affiliates, and then they look at the top affiliates and just start making them partners.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, that's kind of how I view it. Like from when we like the partner program first started with the sub button and all that kind of stuff, or even way back when in Justin TV, when they were like there was a barrier between whether you could run ads or not. This was before the sub program was even a thing. You had to be partner with them in order to run ads to make $22 a month if you were really, really big on Justin TV. But it's like they had nothing to something, and then now they're just adding like little more steps
Right.
on the way to get to like the pinnacle, which is, you know, the partner getting your partnership and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just to put it a bit in perspective, Jack LaFear just said in chat, according to Muxy, there are 62,000 eligible streams.
Holy shit. Okay.
Jesus.
That's like
I didn't-
what, 3 times the amount of partners there are?
Yeah, Twitch, I hope you're
Ish.
paying whoever runs the affiliate program well, because they're going to be up for a while.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even know that many people broadcasted. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
surprised the Rex are so low.
That's
for
insane.
affiliate. Like, I'm really, like, when I saw the requirements for affiliate, I was like, this is a
Well-
ballsy move by Twitch. That's a huge amount of streams. I mean, they could have easily made it like 50 or 60 and cut
Yeah.
out like tens of thousands of those people. But 3, like, all right, man. Like,
If you
that's-
think
that's
about
2
it-
feet in the pool.
If you think about it, Twitch honestly wins in terms of the revenue here, because if the only thing affiliates can use right now is cheering, bits are
Self-sustaining.
Twitch makes pretty good money from cheering, right? So like that seems like a win-win, a no-brainer for Twitch in terms of just revenue. So I think it's super smart for sure. I'm curious to see what happens when the subscriptions come in for affiliates, and if that's going to piss off people that just got partnered, right? Because who knows, like they've waited so long to get this coveted partnership, and now they're just like handing it out to quote 60,000 people as an affiliate because they had more than 3 viewers and all the other small things that they had to accomplish there. I shouldn't say small, that's kind of shitty. The other things they had accomplished there. So I don't know if that's going to piss people off. By the way, that was the explosion that just happened near my house.
Jesus.
The explosion happened again. It's 4:00. It's been happening a lot recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. The dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah.
No, everybody. I mean, of course, people are going to get upset. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way around that. There's no way around people like me going, when I was a goddamn partner, you had to fucking suck 3 dicks before you could get your partnership. It was terrible. Of course, because it was harder. It's harder back then, but now it's getting easier and easier. And I think, didn't Total Biscuit write an article about it saying, like, if you think they're taking your money, you didn't deserve the money in the first place.
That's an
Kind of a
interesting
thing.
way to
Like,
look
if you
at it. Yeah.
think like this affiliate program is going to take money out of your pockets, then you didn't earn it. You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Or
And
someone
that-
else deserves
you know-
it more than you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. It was pretty wild to see the backlash when it, like, there were a few streamers that were like trying to make legit arguments on why the affiliate program shouldn't exist. And it's kind of like,
what were they saying?
Wait,
Like, what were some of the
partners
things?
were?
they were just the kind of things. Well, and it was also tied into the partner badge. Things where it's like they're diluting the pool, where like it's just too many options when there's already people that are struggling to make a full-time living that have worked, basically like you said, that have worked to partnership. Stuff like that that I honestly kind of feel is going to happen anytime something like this happens. I mean, now we're seeing it with the sub-tier system, for instance. But you know, there's just with the partner badge, it was similar, where people are like, you know, the partner badge is pretty cool, but people are misusing it, and now it's affecting me, and this is how it's affecting me negatively, and you know, all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the partner badge. I think the affiliate stuff has been covered. I think it's ugly right off the bat. I don't like the way it looks whatsoever.
I honestly don't even know how it looks.
It's a check. Here, I'll type in chat. It's just a check next to your name.
It's the Twitch version of the Twitter verified badge.
Yeah, it's purple with a little check and like a.
Wait, so I thought that was the affiliate badge.
No, that's the partner
Oh,
badge. So if you have that check, you're a partnered streamer.
I need to start keeping up with the Twitch stuff. There's too many announcements.
Zeke, you got to turn yours on in the. It's opt in. You got to go to the little cogwheel and then edit appearance.
I figured as much.
I tried talking to them, by the way, Zeke, to make sure that you didn't get one because you don't have one on Twitter, but they said they were going to give it to you anyways.
Oh my god, yeah, I have my my check mark now.
Oh my god. So like, I don't necessarily care about it, but the idea that if smaller streamers or just streamers in general go into another channel and type in the chat, the idea that people will see that, click on them, and if they're saying something like, hey guys, I'm going to go stream, I'll see you later, they go and leave the current stream they're watching to go on. Like, Lirik, if you went into all these channels and you're just like, hey guys, I'm going to go stream, I'll see you later, like the amount of people that would probably follow you would be enormous, right? And so I think that's where a lot of the issue that comes up is that I
don't even browse Twitch unless I'm in incognito mode.
just using it as an example.
JP, let's be
saying.
honest. He doesn't need to be in the channel for people to start saying that when he goes live.
I know. I'm just saying.
Hey, Lirik's on, guys!
It's the biggest example I could say or make. Like, is there an actual conversation to be had there, or is it just jealousy that people should push down and not even worry about? Like, how do you guys feel about it?
I mean, there's. You can go first.
No, go ahead.
All right. I mean, I've already kind of seen it in my channel, like some mods have been telling me and stuff like that. Like maybe there's some drama brewing and stuff, you know, and there's going to be jealousy between viewers, I feel like, too. Like, yo, he's advertising his stream clearly with the check mark and like all that stuff. But I don't know. I haven't really seen it yet, but it's like there's always been a weird connotation of like, you know, advertising your stream even subtly, whether it's a check mark or not in someone's broadcast. That's always been like a weird thing on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's been here forever. It's always like that, you know.
Definitely, I think you could see it when people subscribe to other streamers when they're live, when they use their resubs, when they use their own emotes in other channels. Like that pisses some people off for sure. And there's, I think, a slight ounce of actual reason to be upset there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you feel about it? Zeke and Cohh.
I think is there a way to eliminate the check mark in your channel?
To turn it off globally in your channel? No.
In your chat? Okay, because I would like that. That would be because if I had the option to turn off check marks in my chat, I would. Because it's just another. I don't know. I don't want to, and it's for me. It's a selfish thing for me, right? Because I don't want to look at a check mark and treat that person chatting any different, and subconsciously I might, like without even thinking about it, be like, oh, this person is a partner on Twitch, so they've been around, and I'll talk to them differently.
Oh, not only that, they stick out more, right? So you're just your eyes are just gonna look at the check marks over some other person.
Totally.
Yep. Very true.
So Zeke, you weren't saying you wanted to disable the mark in your channel. You were saying on your client you want to turn it off.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, for me with the check mark, it's I kind of see it as the same before the check mark. It's just about being decent. It's about etiquette. Like if you're gonna hang out in someone's channel with a check mark and be cool and say hi and interact with the streamer and hey, what's going on and stuff like that, and not say that you're going to stream and not advertise that you're a streamer. Who cares if the purple check mark is there, right? You're just being a dude. Yeah. But at the same time, if you go into the stream and you're spamming your own emotes and you're answering other people in chat about, hey, when are you streaming next? What are you streaming next? And you're sitting there, talking about your schedule and stuff in someone else's chat room. Or when you leave, hey guys, going to stream this game I've been looking forward to, thanks. But all of that same shit would have been taboo pre-check mark. Mm-hmm. So it's like, to me, not only do I not care about the check mark, but I tell people, like, if you're in my chat and you're a caster, turn that shit on, especially if you're a regular and I might not know you stream. Like, yeah, I now know since this check mark went up that a lot of regulars, in some cases that have been in my stream for over 2 years, I had no idea they were streamers. Found out one of them a couple days ago is a big World of Tanks streamer. Had no idea. So I love that stuff. I think it's great. But again, it's all about how they treat it and how they personally handle it. Like Jericho tweeted out a couple days ago, like, in one day he had 2 people in his chat room with the check mark be like, hey, going to stream, guys. And that's low quality.
Yeah,
not for sure.
That's been an unwritten Twitch rule forever, is that you don't go and talk about your stream in somebody else's stream. And if you're doing that, stop. don't do that. It's really just tacky is all it is. It just, if you go into a stream, enjoy the stream. And if you leave, don't say you're going to go stream and try and snake viewers from whoever's casting.
A question in terms of how you would moderate it, and this would apply to, I think, smaller streamers more so. But if someone does come in the chat and say like, "Hey guys, going to stream," blah blah blah, and it has a partner check mark and all that stuff, do you time the person out? Do you ban them? Do you comment on chat? Like how do you handle that without you being the asshole?
I overreact.
You overreact. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I totally do, because it diffuses kind of the situation with getting your point across. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You're gonna fucking come into my channel? Yeah.
No, they should be called out, like 100%. Because also, if you think about it, and it might not be someone's fault, but like now that there might be more affiliates and all the check marks and everything, like you don't really. Some people just don't know streamer etiquette in general and think it's totally normal, Yeah,
that's true.
See, I play it super safe. I treat it kind of like a small bomb. So I ban whoever said it, and then just to be safe, I ban the 2 people above and below him because they're hanging out together and I don't trust them. So, and that's the safest action I've found.
It's true.
I like that idea.
It's a good idea.
That's like that old what is it, boot camp tactic where if one person fucks up, everybody else does push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
All the other check marks.
Yeah.
Yep. Ban all the other fucking check marks.
Well, jeez.
Like, you know why you're banned? Because this asshole.
Yep.
He gets to talk and
you go complain to him.
The other thing that went live yesterday, although we talked about a lot last week, is the sub tiers. But Lirik, I want to get your thoughts on it. Do you have custom emotes for your sub tiers? Do you promote them? Where are your thoughts on how you feel about them?
Well, when you say that, are you talking about the 10 and 25?
Yes.
Okay. I don't promote it. I poke fun at it, and I'm more like subtle about it. I'm not gonna treat $25 subs differently and stuff. I think it's a little ridiculous. It's like, okay, man, I'm playing video games. It's not that amazing. You don't need to give me that much money. But like, I'll probably do an emote just because there's gonna be a void spot on the dashboard where it's like upload, and that's gonna irk me, because it's like you're not using a feature available, and it's there, it's optional. It's not like it's gonna affect anyone. Like, you can't really give so much shit for it, but it is kind of a weird thing. Like, I would have never expected Twitch to do that. But I'm not really ever gonna bring it up. If someone wants to sub, they can see there's options there and pick whatever you want in the end.
Yeah. After it being live, how do you, Co or Zeke, do you guys feel any different than you did last week?
Well, and this is a good time to mention this. We put out false information last week. And actually it was information through me, and I apologize. I was actually given the wrong information. We actually said on the show last week, and I was told that the 2 additional emotes we would be able to make available to the $5 tier if we wanted to. So when I found out yesterday that wasn't the case, I was actually pretty frustrated because I thought I was going to get 52 emotes. And I was really pumped about that. And then I went through like it was like the stages of grief in like a breakup, where I was like, okay, well, shit, now I'm never going to use emotes. But then I was looking at my dashboard, and exactly what Lirik just said happened. I was like, but look at those empty slots.
Yep.
Like I can't just not have emotes. So here is my compromise. First of all, I've made it very clear to my community that I'm hoping Twitch gives us the option, please guys, of using those 2 emotes for all of our subs. I really don't like the idea of one long-term viewer spamming an emote that another viewer that's been there longer that can't afford to pay more can't.
Sure.
I don't like that. But at the same time, I have 15 emotes on deck that I'd like to have in my rotation that I can't because I'm capped. So those 2 extra emote slots, I can't just not use them. So my compromise right now is I am using my 10 and 25 as reskinned existing emotes. So I will never have new emotes in my tiers. I will only have reskinned versions. So like I have one emote called CohhWow, and it's like my cat, like super jazzed. So my $9.99 emote is CohhSellout, which is the exact same emote with dollar bills in both paws. And then I have another one that's like a cat tipping his hat, CohhDapper. So the new in a gray suit, the $25 is the exact same emote in a gold suit. So it's just like skins. That's all it is. And the second I can, I'm gonna push those into the $5 tier. Hopefully that'll be something we can do soon.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah. I haven't really seen like someone justify the $10 and $25 emotes to me in a way that makes sense. Besides just here's more money, and this is the only thing that they get is a better looking emote, maybe a specialer emote, more special emote. Like I don't. Twitch has to figure out something more for those people because it's just you get absolutely nothing for it. There's no reason I think as a streamer to push that because it's going to make you look so sellouty.
The thing is, though, it's always been our job to try to figure out sub perks. So maybe it's like
value.
once again, figure it out yourself.
Yeah, that's a.
But I know
that's a
what you
good point.
mean. It's just like, all right, a sub emote. I guess it's just like the easy. It's just like the easy thing,
Yeah.
But
And it's not. I don't have the answer to like what it should be, like what Twitch could offer. I don't really know what unless they put in a new thing. There's nothing really that they could do unless you get like monthly bits. If you're subscribed that month or that much to a channel, you get free monthly bits or something like that. But then Twitch is just losing money at that point. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a really interesting period because we've gone through a culture shift at Twitch with this tier system. This is big. This affects what Twitch is on a community level. So not only is it going to take some time to see where this is going, but like I totally understand why there's tiered emotes. Like Twitch, in their mind, they had to do something. Like they had to figure something out for those 2 extra tiers. There's not a huge amount of stuff that they have control over, so they offered what they thought they could. Makes total sense. But I will say that there's a lot of casters that want to see a lot more options in terms of what we can do with that. And like Lirik was saying, like value is huge to us. If someone's going to give us $25 a month, we want to be able to give them something as much as we can to justify that payment. I mean, we want to do that with $5.
Right.
If someone's doing it 5 times that per month, that just means, and for most of us, we just want to do it that much more. So giving us the tools to do that, as time goes on, will be really important. And every tool that gets added that does that is going to make that $25 and $10 tier more value oriented, which right now they aren't. And they, understandably, they're not huge right now.
right off the bat, one thing they should do is you can email your subscriber list. They should make it so you can also email your specifically your $25 and $10 subscribers. Make it a little more
personal,
like cut up. Yeah, and personal. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
That's a great suggestion.
Yeah. Email them the subcam link and all that stuff. The special perks. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Twitch once again continues to put out stuff. It seems like on a weekly basis so far in 2017. So I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, they're going ham.
They are. We're almost 5 months in. I don't know what else they can continue to add.
I know it's like every week there's new stuff, but I'm not complaining. It's good. Yeah, site's getting better.
It's a good change for sure. And again, it comes at a fantastic time where YouTubers are just so upset at their platform that you're starting to see so many of them, like H3 coming over here and streaming. PewDiePie has a show now once a week. I think you're going to continue to see that. I was tuned into H3 on his, like, just a random stream that he was doing that had a repeating webcam because he was watching only one monitor, and so it was just constantly repeating to the center, and he got like over like 2,000 subs on this stream. So like, when they actually start thinking about Twitch as maybe maybe putting as much work as they do into their YouTube videos is a way to say it, I can only see those streams blowing up more so. And rightfully so, because they're obviously good content creators that are getting shafted by the whole ad thing right now on YouTube, which is a whole nother conversation. So I don't think we're going to have that.
In fact, we should bring on somebody really affected by that at some point and get like all the details.
Yeah. A lot of the YouTubers are actually hard to contact, believe it or not. So I've been working on it, but we'll see. Why don't we talk games for a bit? Outlast 2 came out this week. I think that's the big release of the week. It seems like, Co, you were saying before the show, not the biggest fan. Lirik, you were saying it's not that great. What do you guys think about it?
Lirik, how about you go first?
Entertaining 5.5 hours, sure, but like in retrospect, it's kind of just like it wasn't that amazing. Outlast 1 and the DLC was definitely, it felt more gruesome and disgusting, and I think that's what makes Outlast. You know, it's probably one of the most disgusting horror games, and that's how they make their game. But I personally gave it a 6.5 on like an arbitrary scale, but definitely Outlast 1 was better. I was kind of disappointed for the most part. Lots of running. And I never liked the camera function, I will say, but I always just like clenched my teeth and played it because it's a pretty good looking game, but you're always behind the camera lens, I feel like. So I always tried not being behind the camera so I could actually see like naturally what the game looked like. But yeah, it was okay. I'm glad I beat it, I guess.
Co, what'd you think?
I will try to get as into this as I can without spoiling it, because I know that Zeke, for instance, is going to be playing it. And here's what I think about Outlast 2. Technically, it's fine. The graphics are great. It didn't crash once. I ran into a couple bugs. The game itself, there are some great classic Outlast parts. There's some great jump scares. There are some, even though I totally agree with Lirik in that Outlast 1 was much more gory and brutal, there's still some pretty damn gory and brutal parts in this one, though they're definitely fewer and far between. Some of the characters are really creepy. And, there's like this school part that's also gets more and more obscene. But here's where we start hitting some stuff. This is one of the first games I played in a while where I had fundamental issues with the designers, with the people that decided how to play the game. First of all, they added a stamina mechanic that is terrible. It's terrible. It basically punishes you if you're doing poorly in a horror game. It's like it just has no place in the game.
Stamina in terms of just running?
In terms of running, not only do you lose stamina if you run for long periods of time, which then you start hobbling, so if something's following you, you're basically dead. But if you get hit, it slows you down even more. And I'm pretty sure drains your stamina, but we couldn't confirm it. So it's just this system that just, it wasn't in Outlast 1, it didn't need to be in 2, and it's just like, why are you doing that? Also, there are fundamental design issues with how some of the levels are done. We found a door in one of the levels that if you opened it in any way, it killed you. There is a mode in this game that perma kills you and erases your save game if you die. And there is a door that if you open, kills you, even if you can open it fast. You can use your sound thing on it and then open it. You can open it slowly. Doesn't matter what you do. The second you open that door, an enemy right behind it one-shots you. Again, just terrible. And then here's my biggest concern with the game. And then I totally agree again with Lirik. The running, just the whole game was running. There weren't boss fights. You just ran from them. And don't get me wrong, it was cool. And I'm not going to spoil it because a lot of cool stuff happens. But in Outlast 1, there were like bosses and you dealt with them. And in this game, it's just like you're going off. Like it's just run until something happens, basically. Yeah. And then finally, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. When you finish Outlast 2, when I finished Outlast 2, and this is someone who tried to explore and find lore and tried to understand what was going on. And Zeke, can you mute for just a second? I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done. Okay. And this is a little spoilery. At the end of Outlast 2, I had no effing clue what was going on. Nothing. I had some guesses, I had some ideas, but it was just like it was like a Picasso painting in front of me. Like there were some things I thought I sort of understood, but I really didn't understand any of it. And I left the game in my first playthrough going, that was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Then I read a synopsis on all the collectibles you could have found and added together and read like this guy, like this is how it actually ended.
That's what I read, yeah.
And it's freaking cool as hell. It's really cool. In fact,
yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
You know what the ending is and you understand what you saw, it becomes an Outlast 2. Before that, it's just this confused collection of events and things that you never really piece together. But then you kind of get this overarching like, oh, that's what that was. Oh, the tower did that. Oh, that explains that. And all of a sudden it's like, holy shit. This, if the devs had actually really kind of clued the player in as to what was going on throughout the game, it would have been such a better experience.
Do you think they're going to...
That's the point I'm trying to make. Whoever designed that part of it did not do that well at all. For someone that was looking to figure out what was going on in the game, I completely missed it. And apparently it was all right in front of me. And and no one in my chat picked up on it. I had over 20,000 people by the time I wrapped the game up. No one in chat had picked up on it either. So, yeah.
Do you think
I fully agree. I fully agree. It was like when you look, because you probably you said you read up on that. It's like a specific website, and the guy explains like a bunch of details, right?
Like sections.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And it's like reading it. It's like, holy shit, that's what the game was about, and it makes sense. Like looking back, everything that kind of like the flow of it. It's like, all right, but it's like, here's a cool story, but like, let's never talk about any of the details or have any subtle hints unless you read
everything.
Unless you find the one paper behind the bookshelf in the second level that it's like.
Yeah. Well, when you looked at a bunch of stuff, I didn't try to read everything. I only read like the handwritten notes that were short because I'm lazy when it comes to reading. But like, there was no indication at all of what was going on.
I didn't see anything. I scanned over all the pickups I could. I read out loud every single one that I found that wasn't just like the Bible stuff. And yeah, guys, don't worry about Zeke in chat. Lirik isn't spoiling it. This is all stuff you can see in the preview stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and actually, you know what? This is what I'll say to Zeke. Something that I would have wished I would have known at the beginning. Zeke, when you're playing through Outlast 2, do me a favor. You're not going to know the ending. Look at everything that's happening through Outlast 2, and before you as you wrap up the game, I want to know if you have a better idea about what's going on. Like, just the only hint I'll give you is every single thing you see matters.
Okay.
Everything. And then try to kind of put that together at the end. I'm interested to knowing that, if that'll help you. Because in our playthroughs, like me, and I'm sure Lirik probably was the same way, we never knew what was just scary stuff and what was story stuff. It never makes that clear. So you're never sure, like, is this just some funny particle effect happening, or is this something important? Like, you never know. So anyway, can't say much more without spoiling, and that's Outlast 2.
Yeah. How much...
Are you going to play it, JP?
No, I already read the whole PC Gamer. I think it was PC Gamer that put that article out. I'm not a big horror fan, as we've discussed on the show, but how hyped was this game for the two of you? Like, were you both super, super stoked after Outlast 1 going into this, or was it just another game? Like, how much hype did you have going into it, and did that affect the game at all for you?
For me, I liked Outlast 1 and the DLC, and then like a couple of years ago, it's like, oh, they're making an Outlast 2, and it's like, it's on my radar. It wasn't like a holy shit hype game, but it was like, I'm down for a single player linear horror game, and I was in the mood for one, and that's probably why I beat it. I would have probably been like, okay, this is stupid. I'm just constantly running and hiding. But I was in the mood, and it was decent and stuff, like we already discussed, but it wasn't super hype.
Cool. For you, where was the hype meter?
Outlast 1 is probably one of my favorite scary games. I actually replayed it and the Whistleblower DLC like a couple days before 2. I was really looking to be I was hoping to be blown away by Outlast 2. You know, they made Outlast 1. It was already good. I knew I enjoyed it. Whistleblower was in some cases arguably better than Outlast 1. So I was really hoping that Outlast 2 would be like the next big step.
The evolution, yeah.
And what's crazy is I still feel like it could have been if it was presented better. Like I still feel like it could. I really hope that they patch Outlast 2 and they change around some of the stuff you find and some of the things you learn. Because I do really feel that with a few patches and even maybe removing a couple systems, Outlast 2 could be a much better game.
I agree.
And then the other question is, did Resident Evil VR at all make this a worse experience because of how good that game was and how well received it was, or did it not even really factor in?
Wait. Are you saying specifically Resident Evil VR, or are you comparing
Resident Evil
2?
7, I should say.
Oh, Resident Evil 7 shits on this game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that game was really good. That was like for me personally, that was hands down a really good horror game. I was satisfied with it. And completely just destroyed this game.
Yeah. And not only do I feel that Resident Evil 7 was a bit more of a cogent kind of vision of the entire thing, but the VR. Now, real quick, can you play Outlast 2 in VR?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
People kept asking me if I would, but I didn't think you could.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
Which doesn't make sense to me. They should have
I will
done
say,
that.
though, that being said, the VR component of Resident Evil 7, that was totally next level for me.
Was that really good? I never hit it up. Really good
Yes.
though?
It was.
Yeah.
It is, to date so far for me, Resident Evil 7 is like the best VR experience. It's really only one of the only kind of full games, so it's kind of unfair to say that. But I'm beginning to end Resident Evil 7 in VR, and it was nuts, dude. It was nuts. And other VR experiences don't really compare to it. It's kind of in a league of its own.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. That's I can talk about that. I did that. Yeah, the Resident Evil 7 VR is among the best like gaming experiences that I've ever had. It's just they nailed the feeling and the dread, the very like Rob Zombie-ish kind of horror tropes.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
And there's a fear for everyone in Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I really wonder if they'll do
Yeah, that's a
Outlast
good way
2
of putting it.
VR stuff down the line. If they'll announce that as when they do they're probably gonna do DLC for this. They did DLC for the first one. I wonder if they'll announce a VR component to the game because it just makes sense for them to do it. But we'll see. Yeah, most people that I've seen play the game had the same exact thoughts that Coh and Lirik did, and a lot were maybe even more confused by the story because it made no sense from what I read. So I can't even imagine playing it and not hitting all those points that they talk about or don't talk about. So
This would be a completely different discussion if we had not read that part explaining the end.
Yeah.
Just a whole lot.
I know.
What were they thinking? Like
Yeah.
it made zero sense.
yeah. Zeke, after hearing all that, are you still super stoked for it, or are you milding out? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm still really jazzed to play it. I think when it comes to horror games and that kind of stuff, I'm probably a bit more easy to please because I am already kind of biased towards horror and terror and anything disgusting or pushing the envelope, gore, whatever. I'm in. So I might be a little bit more biased, but yeah, I'm still pretty jacked to play it.
Okay. Well, I'll probably watch your play. I haven't watched a full playthrough of it yet, so I'll probably sit down and watch you. It also didn't seem too scary for a lot of the people. Like there were a lot of jumps, but apart from that, compared to like Outlast 1, it just didn't have the sense of dread, I guess, is how I'd say it.
I gotta say, also the setting, I strongly preferred Outlast 1 setting to 2. Like the kind of country back alley town vibe. It was pretty cool for the first hour, but like the second, third, and fourth, it kind of started to get a little bit stale, like running through mines and around, random desert areas. But like in Outlast 1, dude, you're like, you go from like the entry hall to like the male ward and like the medical ward, and each one has their own art theme and their own crazy shit going on in them. And it didn't really feel like that in Outlast. Or in Outlast 2, it felt like everything was kind of the same thing, just kind of over and over because you're just kind of moving through this town. And I definitely preferred Outlast 1 for that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It was way too outdoorsy. I prefer the indoorsy of Outlast 1.
I think people that have a fear of like the religious bullshit that they hit on so much in the game maybe will find it a little bit more scary. But if that doesn't bother you much, then it doesn't seem that bad. And this is
They
coming
did the
from
religious
someone,
themes pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm someone who's not super comfortable with religious horror because it's like one step from truth in a lot of ways, and sometimes
Sure.
Yeah,
So
same here.
it can be that vibe was definitely unsettling. Its setting could have been better, but the religious horror vibe was definitely there. And it
Yeah,
gets
I
pretty
think they
interesting.
totally had that on point.
That's another like positive in my column. Like
Yeah. That was
religious,
credit where it's due.
religious undertones and stuff in any game.
Yeah, the religious undertone definitely made it more interesting and appealing, and very eerie and kind of real. Like, there's probably some fucked up place like this in real life.
You got to go to Arizona, man. That's where all this crazy shit happens, for sure.
Ever.
Yeah,
You're missing out if you don't go to West Virginia for that. Just saying.
there you go.
As a North Carolinian, we're scared of them too.
Cole, let's talk a little bit about Earthfall, because you were talking about this
Sure.
before the cast, so I'm interested to see it now. What is
Absolutely.
this
So-
Left 4 Dead clone? You said it was Left 4 Dead, and man,
It is a Left 4 Dead clone with its own tricks in an alien setting. And I played it today with King Gathalion, Professor Broman, and Elohim. We played for 2 hours, played through a couple of the main missions. It's an early access title from a not so big indie studio, and I have to admit, it played pretty well. Like, it didn't crash for any of us. There were very few bugs. It ran well. It looked good. I was actually kind of surprised. I had to double check with the people that sponsored it. I was like, this is early access? Like, and a lot of people in chat were actually mentioning that too. But at heart, it is just a current day Left 4 Dead 2. I played Left 4 Dead 2, I enjoyed it. It was fun, and there's enough kind of like new enemies and new stuff in this one to make it fun too. But I mean, it follows the same formula. You've got giant alien green bags that explode into a green cloud. You've got one alien that sneaks up on you and grabs you and pulls you away from the group. Another that falls on you. A big tanky alien. And a lot of Left 4 Dead players are kind of like, haha, yeah, okay. So, if you're a big Left 4 Dead 2 fan, you may have a lot of fun in this game. If you played Left 4 Dead 2 and you're kind of like, that's not my thing, or I played that out, you may not find too much new stuff in it.
Is this on the Source engine?
I don't know what engine it's on.
Okay, it looks.
I can see why you'd say that.
It looks so Left 4 Dead. Like, if you wouldn't have said that, that would have been the first thing I would have said, regardless. After seeing this, how much actual content was there? Do you know? Did you finish everything?
We played no, not at all. We played for 2 hours and only got like 2 missions done on normal. It's actually not very easy. We think it may be a little untuned for the difficulty, because I mean, there's times when they just like throw endless hordes of enemies at you, and some of them are super fast, and you don't have a huge amount of health, and some of them can one-shot you. I mean, it gets pretty difficult, actually. And all the people I was playing with, including me, are terrible at video games, so that didn't help.
Are all the environments kind of like this, where you're outside just running? Do they change it up at all?
First level was like going to a little repair shop in the middle of a forest, and you had to like repair a van and push it in and, do a bunch of fetch quests to put it together, and then you were done. And the second mission, which I don't think we actually beat, was kind of moving through a suburb, kind of moving through broken down houses and places that the aliens had invaded. And you kind of make your way to the storage area, like storage, what are they called? Storage stores? Yeah, well, those big rows of storage things. Storage depot.
Okay.
And you kind of fight in there and get a bunch of loot, but we all ended up dying there, and that's the furthest we got. But pretty standard kind of outdoorsy, suburby levels from what it looks like. Again, Left Daddy.
Yeah, very Left 4 Dead. What's the name of this again? Earth what?
Earthfall.
Earthfall.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
It is early access, and it is a small team, so just keep in mind, they're trying to update it as fast as they can. But from what I understand, small team indie game.
Yep, $30 on Steam. You can buy, what is the bundle? Oh, you get the soundtrack. They're offering a soundtrack. How's the music? Is it worth it?
The music was actually okay. We commented a couple times during it that the music was a pretty kind of like standard amped up video game music, but it was certainly not bad. It was not bad.
You can buy the bundle with the soundtrack for $30.08. So for 9 cents more, you get a soundtrack. That just seems kind of bizarre to me. And then the soundtrack by itself was $5. So did this
How is this shooting, by the way?
Shooting was good. Shooting was pretty crisp. The sounds on the guns were a little bit weird, so audio feedback made it a little bit awkward, but the guns all were pretty good. Yeah, and there was a large variety of guns: sniper rifles, auto rifles, single shots, bolt actions, bunch of melee weapons, machetes, axes, like all sorts of stuff. It's a fun game to play with friends. Like this Lirik would be a cool game for like one of your night streams and stuff. Like we had a good time.
It seems like if you've played Left 4 Dead, you know everything about this game. Like people are.
You'd know most of it.
Are there pills? Does the guy shout pills nonstop?
There's pills. There's stims. I will say what is kind of funny is there's 4 distinct different characters like in Left 4 Dead, and some of the references and stuff they make are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like at one point, some guy was like, "Hey, I need a med kit. Anyone? I'm bleeding out here. Bueller?
So it's kind of like comedic.
I literally thought I was like, "Is that guy just full of Bueller?" Like there's a lot of little references like that, but one guy gets revived and he's like, well, according to Star Trek, I think we have a life debt now. I owe you forever. And just like really random weird stuff. Yeah. Okay. And he's the dork character that's always doing stuff like that. He made a couple Star Wars jokes and stuff too.
I love that JP. Oh boy.
Yeah, that type of humor is a little rough.
Right up JP's alley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
I like this stat screen. That's kind of cool. You can talk shit to your friends about how bad they were. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Broman and Gathai need to get a controller hooked up. What the fuck? They were not doing that hot, man.
Was that a boss fight at the end? It's like last wave is a boss fight, kind of like Killing Floor style, or at the end of the level?
Well, there's not really like an established boss per level, but somewhere in the last part of the level usually spawns what they call a beast, which is like a big tank kind of thing. So it was just essentially like a tank fight.
Mm.
Trying to see if there's any other terrains that you played off. You played this for a good while. Wow. Well, never mind. Actually, about an hour.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
About 2 hours, and I could have gone longer, but at that point, we were.
There's melee weapons.
Oh yeah, a lot of melee weapons. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just want to again point out this
early access.
This was a sponsored stream that I did that all 4 of us did. So just want to make that clear because it's not really like on the screen right now.
Oh yeah, where is the sponsor tag for this?
Actually,
I'm going to call the FCC. Call you're going to jail. It was what?
We put it in the title, and they actually said straight up, they were like, just put stuff in the title. We don't have an overlay for you, so just use the title. And we said, okay.
Cool. Well, that's out now if you want to spend $30 on it. I'm surprised they don't have like a pack buy-in like they do for Left 4 Dead and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of those co-op games will do.
Because it's supposed to be played with friends.
Packs anymore.
You can't do Steam packs anymore? Really?
Nope. I don't think they do them anymore.
Do you know why?
Yeah, that's
it had something to do with the way that they do trades now. Like there's 14-day delays and you have to be verified, and apparently people were doing something nefarious with them. I don't know what. But no, I don't think you can. And if I'm wrong, someone in chat please confirm me. But yeah.
Well.
So are there different like classes for this? Like if I wanted to do just melee, like a melee heavy guy.
Nope, just characters, but no classes.
Oh, okay.
But you could just tell your group, I want the melee weapon, and pick it up and go ham.
Right, sure. I'm just wondering if there's a way to hedge your bet towards being like more tanky and less, shooty.
It didn't look like there was any kind of in-between round stat or equipment system or anything like that.
Okay.
Hey, it's the tank guy. I kind of like that you're building those barricades and stuff. That's cool.
Oh, it's because of refunds, people in chat are saying. Thank you, chat. Cool. So apparently the 4-packs were having refund issues. That makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess if you give a game to a friend, you can't refund it because they didn't buy it or something like that.
You give a game to someone, they apply the key, they play it for 4 hours, then you refund the pack.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
That's true.
And just making them non-refundable would probably be its own can of worms.
Yeah. Zeke, what have you been playing before we jump to your indie day? What are some other things? You were actually traveling this weekend. Maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah, I actually was in Chicago for 4 days for the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, I think. C2E2.
Was that on /Twitch, by the way? I'll try to pull up some VODs.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All 4 days were on /Twitch. Or was it 3 days? It was only 3 days of actual content. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we were there doing the Comic-Con live. We had all kinds of awesome guests. I got to meet a few of the people that I've been, looking forward to meet, that I wanted to meet for a long time. I got to meet and interview Troy Baker, Jennifer Hale, Will Wheaton was pretty cool. So we had Stan Lee again, like the godfather of comics. Stan Lee was on the stage. I didn't interview him.
I think we talked about this before. He's pretty old, right? Like he's
like 118 years old.
He's been around for a while.
He looks the same in every cameo since did he cameo in the first Spider-Man?
Yeah,
he cameos
he's been
every
in
single
something.
Marvel film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that they've recorded the next like 13 cameos or something in case he dies. So he's good for like 13 more movies or something.
They did quite a few. Like he talked about it on stage. They recorded a couple, at least 2 or 3, just in case. Like, you know.
I mean, he's old. This just happens. I can't load the VODs, by the way. It's funny that the VODs on /Twitch just don't load. I find that quite good.
Can you imagine that day of filming? What'd you do today? Oh, recorded a bunch of stuff so they can use when I die.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully they bought you dinner or something.
That is kind of
weird.
No,
it was funny during the Stanley interview. I wasn't up there, but the 2 interviewers, Pancake Pow and Ocadrian, came down and they were talking to him, and they said, yeah, during the interview he started coughing, and we were like, oh fuck, is this it? Is this it? Is he gonna be? He's like,
what the fuck?
They're like, oh, don't do, not here, not now, please.
That's fucked up, man. I'd be nervous too doing that. What's happening here? Why is this person drawing?
This is a live art demo. We do this. This is really cool. I really enjoy the segments like this because we get actual comic book artists or people in the scene that do whatever sort of art they like. And we get them on stage for about an hour, and we let them just do their thing for an hour, and we play some music. Some artists prefer just to have music and work.
Yeah. This
particular artist, Dorico, her last name is Dorico. Her first name is I can't remember. But she actually preferred to have someone up on stage just to talk to during her hour's worth, and we just bullshitted about where her inspirations come from, how long it takes her to complete a piece, where she's going, where she's showing her art, what her art is doing, like as far as like comics and stuff. And she was really charming and a lot of fun to hang out with.
What is she?
I like her art style.
Yeah, like what does she actually draw normally? Is she an anime person? What are we drawing here?
She started off with anime. She started off drawing just other, like her favorite, I can't remember what her favorite animes are, but she started off by drawing those, and she was always drawn to the larger than normal eyes that anime had. And so she started drawing this
is this like a cherub? What is this?
It's called, I think she calls it pop surrealism.
Okay.
Something like that. That's like the genre. There's a salamander on her head, and she talked about what the significance of salamander. Camilla Dorico is her name. Yeah. Camilla Dorico.
Huh.
And she talked about the significance of the animals in her paintings and what they mean to her and why she does, like, why she's drawn to this style. And it's a really cool interview. It was a really sweet, relaxing time. Like, it was my most chill and laid back segment.
I'm going to skip ahead to another segment, and then we're going to talk about what is this? Who's that? Oh, the interview's ending. Who's this person, though?
That is, oh my God. He is the writer of, and of course you gotta put me on the spot.
Oh yeah, I can find another one that maybe you'll know.
Zeke, he's watching right now, right?
He writes Redneck. He writes God Country. He has some really cool stuff in the works that he can't talk about, but from what I gathered from him, I'm guessing, because he didn't tell me anything. Oh, Donny Cates, that's his name. Donny Cates.
Donny Cates, okay.
Yep, and he's got like really like amazing stuff coming out in the future.
Well, you had the One Punch Man. Did you do the One Punch Man cast interview?
No, that was the English dub cast. And no, I did not do that one.
What about the CM Punk interview?
I did him the first year, and I said, I'm not fucking interviewing that asshole ever again.
Really?
Yeah, I did it 2 years ago, and I said, I'm not going to fucking get up there with CM Punk again because he is a fucking dick.
Holy shit, okay.
He is. He's a terrible, terrible egotistical dick that doesn't try. He's just like, yeah, I'm here in Chicago. He's exactly how you think he'd be. If you watch him like wrestle or whatever, he's exactly how you think he'd be. And if you're not like a super fan, thankfully we had some super wrestling fans to interview.
Like John Carnage and Co.?
Yeah. No, it wasn't John Carnage. It was Don Fubar and Ocadrian are both wrestling guys. So
okay, all right. Jeez. Well, watch out for him if you ever see.
No, he doesn't give you anything as like being he's a bad interview. He's not a bad person. He's just a bad interview.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. Maybe we should go. What was your favorite interview? I'll try to pull that up.
my favorite one was Jennifer Hale.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jennifer Hale, the voice of FemShep in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and the Guinness Book holder at least like 2 years ago or 3 years ago for being the most prolific female voice actor out there.
Really?
Yeah, I did
You
not
can
know
hold a
that.
record for that? What is the actual record for that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It was just, no, honestly, it was a blurb. They give you a blurb for each person that you're going to interview.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, like a blurb. She's done this. She's done this and this and this. And this, she was Guinness Book, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be fucking, they could have fed me fake news.
The VOD's not loading for me, so unfortunately I can't show that. I'll show you a clip, though, because I think this is from the interview itself.
Yeah, she was really fantastic. We usually have interviews for about 15 minutes. We had 30 minutes with Jennifer Hale for whatever reason. And she talked about the business of voice acting. She has a podcast out that she's currently doing. She was very, very sweet and friendly. I'm
not playing the audio at all.
No, that's right. She stops in the middle and she goes, "Wait, let me do it right."
Yeah. This is now, what is this on your channel where she says, "Welcome to Citadel," or whatever?
She says, "I'm Commander Shepard, and Zeke is my favorite streamer on the Citadel."
Here, I'll play it.
Wait, what? Zeke. People know me as
I'll
Zeke.
pump to you guys.
And I was wondering if you could say, I'm Commander Shepard, and Zeke is my favorite streamer on the Citadel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Who am I saying it to? Right there?
Just the camera, yeah?
I'm Commander Shepard. Wait, hold on.
Okay, get it.
She stops, gets a character.
I'm Commander Shepard, and Zeke is my favorite streamer on the Citadel.
Yo, you should use that as your sub notification sound.
I have it as my tips and bits for
Oh,
sure.
perfect. Yeah, I'd use something like that too.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I have it.
Yeah.
It's in there for sure. That was amazing, and she was totally. She knew it was coming pretty much because they get like when they do like autographs and whatever.
They probably have to do that a billion times.
Like
Yeah.
a list of things like this costs you $5, this is B20, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure she would charge somebody like $100 to do that or something, $40, something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But since I was on stage, I was like, hey.
That's pretty cool. How much?
Yeah, that was amazing.
You didn't pay
Troy
for
Baker's
that?
really
You
cool.
didn't pay for that.
Will Wheaton was surprisingly cool. I thought he was going to be kind of standoffish, kind of you can definitely tell that he is socially anxious nerd guy. Like just by looking in his eyes and like being up on stage with him. I touched him once on accident. I was like, "So Will Wheaton," and I just like touched his arm. I was like, "Hey," and I saw him like you can see like, the tense up and like someone's touching me.
Yeah. You shouldn't
But,
touch him, man. That's fucked up.
Well, it wasn't like I hugged him. I just like kind of patted his arm a little bit.
Sure. I can't
But,
load the VODs, unfortunately. They're just fucked on Twitch's thing, so can't show those.
Oh, well, you can just go to Twitch/ or go to /Twitch and you can find the VODs if you get them to load for yourself. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they
the
seem
whole
to just be
season
down.
should be there.
It just says preview of Twitch streaming talk show, and then nothing loads. That's Twitch.
Twitch,
for you.
we need a new update on VODs next
Yeah,
week.
Can we get VOD updates, chat? Or not chat? Twitch. Twitch is chat. Sure. Chat, can you
Get
fix
on
this, please? Fucking go tweet it at him. Let him know. What was Troy Baker like? He always seems... Him and Matthew Mercer seem to be very similar in how they handle themselves and like... Is that the case, Zeke, or no? I think you're typing something and not listening. So,
Say that one more time.
how was Troy Baker? Was he super chill, normal guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, Troy Baker was really cool. Like it's so strange. Almost every interview that I've done for Twitch when it's not a video game person, almost to a person, they are fantastic. There's those rare ones that you're just like, well, that sucked. Like we had a couple of sucky interviews in Chicago, but mostly like the celebrities, they're or whatever tier of celebrity you want to give Troy Baker. in our world, he's A-list.
Mm-hmm.
But almost to a person, they are just really cool and grateful people. Troy was awesome. He was charming. I want to hate him. I want to hate him real bad because he is really good looking and he has like a really good voice and he can sing and play instruments and shit. He's that dude that you hate in college because he's your friend and all the chicks like just throwing their panties at him and you're just sitting there like, at least I know him, right?
Okay.
At least
Zeke's
I'm
like
around
pacing in the background, like, ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he was fucking awesome. He was really, really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Overall, a good time then in Chicago?
Yeah, really good. I ate until my sphincter wanted to cry out for help. I ate so much food.
What was the best thing you ate?
Every time I go to Chicago, I gotta get Lou, and now I gotta say it slow because if you say it fast, you're gonna get something else. Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza.
Okay.
Nice.
Lou Malnati's. Because if you say it fast, it sounds like Illuminati.
Okay.
But yeah, Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza is fucking amazing.
That's the
I
jam.
had portillos. I had a big beef portillo sandwich for lunch one day. That was fucking great.
Jesus, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, I didn't eat before the show. I need to go get a Soylent, so stop fucking
A
craving.
Soylent.
Yeah, man, that's all I drink. I'm not gonna order a
on that?
Got
pizza.
like delicious food, and you're like, I gotta get me some soy.
Well, I gotta kill the crave, man, or before I know it, fucking 30 pizzas are gonna show up at my front door, and I'll just have to eat them all. All right, you gotta kick the habit.
It's a rough life, JP.
It is. I can't load the late shift to Zeke, but I want to talk about it because I saw a bunch of people streaming this over the weekend, and you were into it because it's a new FMV title. But how was it, Zeke? I think Lirik, you might have played this as well on Sunday. Did you play it?
Wait,
Coach?
what
I
game?
might
What game?
check this one out, so if we could not get super spoiler, let me know if you're going to.
Okay.
You talking about late shift?
Yeah, late shift. Yeah. I can load the VOD. Let's check lyrics. Did you like it though?
I'm drawing a blank on late shift, to be honest.
Well, lyric.
As soon
Zeke
as
will
I
talk
see it,
about
I'll be like, no shit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Zeke.
British full motion video. Heist.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the live action. I don't know. I was thinking of like a completely different game. It was, people were constantly saying like it was cringy acting and stuff. I didn't really see that. Some of the events that happened were kind of like, all right, dude. Like, you gotta eat the bullshit, I guess. But it was entertaining. Like, you can't complain about watching a movie game with your chat. Because that's the closest thing to watching a movie together. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed it. It's a different experience. You don't really play a lot of FMVs, and they don't really come out a lot on Steam. So,
Yeah. Zeke, what did you think?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's one of the better put together FMVs. I would say one of the better acted ones for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't take very long. I'll say that. It doesn't take very long to complete, but there are 7 different endings.
So
So
it's got
you
like
can-
replayability shit.
Yeah, I think I got 3 of them, and I played for, I want to
Damn.
say like 4 hours maybe. Yeah, I played for around 4 hours, and I got like 3 endings. There's some definite funny parts, but for what it is, it's great. It's just mini movies, choose your own adventures, and you can actually. And I did one playthrough, no choices, choiceless,
You just let it
just to see it.
let it go
Yeah,
down.
I noticed you could do that. That was interesting. It like doesn't fuck up or anything. It just you're all good, you know. Just keeps rolling. I got the worst ending. I'm pretty sure because I was like, "There's no way it's gonna end here," and I made a bad choice, and it's like, oh, that's the end.
How drastic are the different like paths? Is it super different, or are they like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can choose to go like, I'm just a scared kid and I've been, forced into this situation. Or you can go, fuck yeah, finally, my life I get to be the fucking badass I always wanted to be, like sort of.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you can definitely choose your path and stuff. You can go Weenie Man or Jason Statham.
Okay.
Zeke, I was gonna play it again, but like, did you see a lot of the ending changes in your mid-late game, or was it in the beginning, like your choices mattered a lot? Because there was some stuff you could do in the beginning that would have changed everything. It seemed like.
The more I guess the specific choices are towards the ones that I made were towards the end, because I went through the game once the way I wanted to go. Went through the game the second way, like just choosing all the most cowardly choices. Third time I went through it, I just let the game play itself out. Some of them had the same endings, like the first time I played, and the coward or the let it play ended the same way. So I reloaded the game. I Alt F4'd and just reloaded the game, and it said resume, and it resumed like before a couple of big choices were made. So I actually made those choices later in the game.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna play it again.
Yeah, there is one huge oversight that they really. I don't know why they would do it. I'm sure there's a fucking developer reason, but make the cutscenes, make the scenes skippable, please. Please make them skippable, at least after you've seen them once. Because it was agonizing trying to get like a different ending and having to go through minutes and minutes and minutes of the same dialogue.
That makes
like
sense.
I understand why. Like maybe the first time through, if I haven't seen it yet, sure, let it play. I would obviously let it play. But if I've seen it, I just want to see different endings. Skip the stuff I've seen like 3 or 4 times. I don't know.
Makes sense. It seems pretty cheap. It's only what, $13 on Steam? Yeah, $12.99. And you guys said it was what, like a how long, Zeke? 4 or 5 hours?
An hour playthrough,
Oh,
I'd
it's
say,
only
right?
an hour.
I took about an hour, roughly. I don't know. Zeke, were you about there?
Yeah, hour and 15, something like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's not too bad. I guess if you play it a couple times, then maybe get a little bit more out of your pay. But I was surprised to see all the amount of cars they had in the game, to be honest, for what it was.
The type of cars?
Yeah, they had like crazy ass fucking cars throughout the entire game.
It was a lot of car porn, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think like just slow shots, like even if like just slow shots of like nice cars and stuff.
Yeah.
That made it a bit more fun to watch because it doesn't like watching cars, right?
It's true. It's true. Zeke, did you play anything else besides Chicago, C2E2, and this? You didn't do like an Indie Monday thing, right?
Nope, I was out of town.
Okay. All right.
We can talk about Army Gals some more if you want.
What is Oh, is Army Gals that? It's like
the visual, the
it's
anime
like
visual
hentai visual game you play.
We can talk about that.
Jesus Christ.
I can talk about that for hours.
Chat, you should go vote for that for Lirik to play. He'll love it. It'll be.
Wait, what game is this? What are we talking about?
Army Gals.
Don't
Army Gals. Oh God.
Yeah. Don't
You know what? You know what's wrong with all these anime style games on Steam? They're all way too text based. It's just like rushing through stupid anime style text, and it's just like nothing's happening. And I get wicked impatient when I play games like that.
Have you ever
What
played?
you just do?
You
in
just
those
described
games?
Army Gals.
What they should do is like they have all the text stuff that you could go through, but then just have a button on the bottom right that just says boobs, and it's just like
There you go.
right when you press it, it just takes you to the next set of boobs, and you can just press as much as you want.
Oh
And just,
God.
Because that's
Throw that
what
on
they
the
have on the screenshots on Steam. So it's like,
that's true.
This is here's 5 seconds of Army Gals. It's funny that I showed the guy and not the. There it is. That's Army Gals.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Jesus.
You should jump to the end of that.
The end of the
oh
game.
my God.
Yeah, just the end of the game real quick.
Get my channel banned. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah,
Right
I'm
here?
trying to get your channel banned.
Did you sleep
Wait,
with
wait.
Edda? Is this
No.
the girl?
Nope.
Zeke, please tell me it's voice acted.
It is not. I voice acted it.
Oh God.
And Edda's voice was like this. She talked like this. But didn't it?
Jesus Christ. Zeke, you should.
want a
Or,
cigarette?
Lirik, have you ever played Galgun?
Galgun?
Yeah.
Is it another style like this, or?
It's a game where you shoot girls in the chest or other erogenous zones and get them to climax so that you can save the world from demons taking over. I think that's loosely the story. You should play that. It's great.
Oh my god. I want to say I'm looking at it on Steam. This seems familiar.
You probably have played it before. It's one of the more well-known anime games. I lasted about and not in the way that you think, chat. I lasted about probably an hour until I had to fucking just bow out of the game. I just couldn't. It was too much.
Galgun double piece.
That's it. That's the one.
$40 fucking for this.
Oh,
fucking game?
it's
Jesus.
expensive.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But Zeke, you get to go into climax mode and yeah, $40. Check it out.
I'm loving the intro video.
Yeah, it's don't buy anime games, chat. Stop making these happen, or do, and that's fine too.
Hey man, very positive, recent, mostly positive. There's an audience.
What for Galgun?
Well, for these type of games, right?
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah,
Galgun
yeah.
and specifically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean people buy them for sure.
Top review is I really need a life.
I'll tell you what, JP.
Yeah, what's up?
If you buy Galgun and gift it to me, I'll play it.
When am I gonna? I'm trying to think when I'll see you next because I could just give you my copy. I have a PS4 copy. I didn't even get the Master Race copy.
You got the hard copy?
Yeah, it wasn't out on PC when I bought it.
Did you? What the fuck did you? You couldn't wait for it.
JP's like, yeah, I'd go through a back alley sell in Japan. Took me like 3 months to get my hands on it, but I got a bootleg.
I bought it as a gag game, and then I never played
Just,
it for
just for fun.
for like 3 or 4 months, and I was like, I should probably check this out because I paid for it, and then it's on an expense account. If I don't play it, then I can't write it off. Instead, I played it for an hour. I was like, well, that's write-offable. I'm never gonna touch this again. So, I had more than you can have it. I don't. It's somewhere over there somewhere, probably with the Switch, where just games go to die in the house. Save us from the anime bullshit. What have you been playing?
Let's see. You've been playing a lot of Battlegrounds. That's been fun, but we've talked that into the ground. I did get to play 2 games that I think at least a few people on this panel have played. First of all, off of Zeke's recommendations, I played through Stories Untold.
Oof, that game was sick.
That
Really
game
unique.
was cool. Like I was hooked into that game from beginning to end. It did a lot of things that were very unique. It was fun puzzle solving. There were definitely a few times, and I was just looking at the thing and going, "What does it want me to do?" Oh, and I love that feeling.
I should be careful.
I love
that
that
show,
feeling.
Then. Let me just go to the very beginning, maybe.
And here's the thing. Normally, this would be the part where I talk about the ending, but if you have not played Stories Untold, I don't want to be the one that ruins it for you. It is like Zeke said last week, and I completely understand why he did right now. This is not a game that you really want to know the ending about before you go in. And if you've never watched a streamer play it and you're thinking about playing it, definitely do it and check it out. The only thing I will add in about the ending that was kind of weird, and I think you guys will know what I'm talking about when I'm doing it. I was when you play the game, it kind of presents this world to you on what's happening, and then all this crazy stuff happens. But one of the things is I was kind of sad. Like, there's all these awesome twists and turns I'm not going to talk about, but I was really enjoying just what I was doing. Like, when all the twists and turns started happening, I was kind of like, but I want to keep seeing what all that other stuff was. Like it was all so cool. But outside of that, it was a great playthrough. Really enjoyed it. It's short, so you can knock it out, and I think the whole thing took 3 or 4 hours. And it was fun. It was really fun. A unique little fun game to play for sure.
I think I asked this last week, but does it have horror components to it? It does, right?
It has suspense components.
Okay.
There's not really any horror moments, but there's definitely times of suspense and like what's happening and what's going on, and the room will start shaking, and like there's definitely some scary parts, but not like jump scare horror. It's not that kind of game.
Okay.
I thought the first chapter was very suspense filled, right?
Oh yeah.
That's that one, and I think they tie it back together, but no spoilers or anything. But for me personally, playing this game, the mechanics were probably what kept me going, and I revisited this game to beat it because I thought the mechanics were just so awesome. Yeah, it's a wicked good game. Really unique.
I might have to check that out. As long as it's not as long as it's not too scary, then maybe I'll check it out.
It's not. It's suspense.
At no point will you be scared.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's more like mystery and suspense, I'd say.
It's one of those like, oh shit moments, but not like, oh, none of that.
It's only $10 on Steam. Okay.
Totally worth it.
The logo is very Stranger Things to me.
Very
Yes,
And
yes,
it's very
yes,
80s.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got a lot of components in it are kind of retro. There's a real retro vibe to the whole game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first thing you start off doing is playing a text adventure game, like go to house, open door.
Okay.
Yeah, and you use a microfiche, which I thought was awesome.
I bet you about 5% of chat knows what that is. So, they have no idea what you just said, Zeke. Ko, what was the other game? The Bunker. What the fuck
The
is...
Bunker.
Oh, I remember this. I remember when Zeke played this.
This now, interestingly enough, we were just talking about full motion video games. This is another one, and it's one that when it came out, a lot of people I knew played it, and they said it was cool, and I kind of put it in my schedule, but then it just never really worked out. So I had a few free hours, and it only takes. This is another short one, like 3 or 4 hours again. But this one was definitely. This one had a different vibe. This one had like there was very much like this game is very much kind of like Doom and Dread. Like there's no rainbows in this game at all. And it's very real, and it just gets more real and more dark as the game goes on. It was fun, and the thing that really sold this game for me is that dude right there is a fantastic actor. He's one of those people that can speak with his face and his emote, and it's like how he looks without saying a word, and he can convey like a whole lot of stuff. So he was definitely the right person for that role, and it really kind of made the whole thing work really well.
Would you say this is an FMV too?
Yeah. Oh, I would.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So I'd say mechanically this game was better. If we're going to compare this to late Shift, this was definitely mechanically a lot more appealing. A lot more stuff to do if you were to compare the two. But yeah, I beat this game too. It was really, really good.
How long did this one take you, Ko?
I think about 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
And there is one potentially, well, there is technically a reason to play it again, but it's not a big one. It's definitely one of those like quality over quantity types of games for sure. Because again, oh, go ahead, Zeke.
No, I to chime in, I played this a while ago, and I was honestly, I love FMV games, and I was kind of disappointed with this one.
Really?
I did not like where it ended up.
I agree with you on that, actually. I don't want to spoil the ending, but I agree.
However, the mechanics, because late shift is just choices. This one, you actually sort of have control over opening drawers and maybe reading some shit. Like late shift has none of that.
This was like a hybrid. I feel it was a little bit of a point and click adventure game, FMV.
Makes sense. I remember this came out a while ago. Yeah, this came out in September. Yeah, this is an older game. It's $20 on Steam if you want to pick it up. Is it worth $20? It's kind of steep.
You know what? With the kind of game that it is, I'd almost say this is one of the few games that I'd say, unless it's really enticing to you, you may be better off watching a stream of it. It is a very high quality game, but $20 for the amount of time you actually spend in it and the lack of replayability is pretty steep. If it's not easy, I would say you may want to check out a run of it on YouTube or Twitch.
Okay. All right.
Still good though.
Cool. Code, did you play anything else? I think everyone's just playing Battlegrounds right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. A lot of Battlegrounds, man. I finished up Paradigm. I talked about Paradigm last week.
Yeah,
right?
we talked about that last week.
Yeah, finished up Paradigm. That was awesome.
How long did that take you?
Paradigm took me like 8 to 10 hours. Dude, that game is messed up. It's like one giant trip. But there's a lot of really funny shit in there. A lot of really funny references, classic adventure style. But it's a lot of beatboxing and rap battles.
Okay.
But it's a cool game. If that's the kind of thing you're into, definitely check out Paradigm. I loved it. And the dev dropped in chat and he was giving away keys and being super cool, and total indie. The whole game was made by like 4 guys or something. It's pretty cool.
Huh. Yeah, I guess for me it's just been Battlegrounds, and then mostly Final Fantasy shit off stream. More Final
How's
Fantasy
that been
14.
going?
It's kind of grindy right now. I've leveled in Final Fantasy. You can have one character that with all classes leveled on it. You don't have to make multiple characters in that sense. So I've gotten like all characters to 50 with the max being 60. So that's just, I'm grinding my way up there. We got sponsored streams coming up for it pretty soon. So I'm just going to play a bunch of different classes for it.
Is everyone grinding for the expansion or whatever?
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of the quote like hardcore raiders and from at least what I know about the game, a lot of the hardcore raiders have stopped playing and they're waiting for the expansion. But like as of the past month, there's been a huge influx of new people coming into the game to play because you can actually just sign up for free and play with unlimited time till level 35. So there's no, you just play, you just download and play till 35, you get the full experience. And so there's been a ton of new people coming in and playing that. And then like yesterday or maybe the day before, Amazon has this deal with Square Enix where if you buy anything in the video game store section area of Amazon, you get some like free stuff in game. You get like a mount and some like armor and stuff like that just for buying stuff on Amazon, which is kind of cool. Like I pre-ordered Mario Kart and got Final Fantasy 14 gear, which is kind of crazy.
Oh.
But it's a cool way to handle that stuff, I think.
And Amazon Prime, the cost of that doesn't count towards it?
No. What do you mean? It's $20 as long as you spend $20.
Oh.
You can kind of, if you want to be a dick, you can pre-order a game, get the code, and then cancel the pre-order, and you can still use the code. So
wow.
That's what a lot of people have been doing, is pre-ordering
Okay.
shit and then canceling right after, because you don't get charged for anything after that. You just get your money refunded, and you can still get the Final Fantasy stuff. But yeah, that game's still super fun. Not the best game to stream because it's an MMO, and there's just not that much people that watch Final Fantasy as compared to something like WoW. I think WoW is probably still the biggest MMO on Twitch in terms
By
of
far.
yeah.
It's biggest MMO period.
Yeah.
Outside of
Yeah.
Eastern Asia.
Yep. And I think maybe Elder Scrolls is like right very, very far below that. Elder Scrolls and Final Fantasy are probably right in line. But apart from that,
Actually, an interesting question.
what? Oh, where
I wonder
they're
which
at.
one is bigger, ESO or Final Fantasy. I'm assuming Final Fantasy because it has a big,
Yeah, I think
like big in Japan and the East, but
Skyrim is full free to play, and Final Fantasy is still a month. You pay $14 a month or whatever. And I think it has a pretty large subscriber count. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I finally got on like the PUBG
oh yeah,
grind, but
Yeah.
Final Fantasy has more than Elder Scrolls.
really by a large
Final,
margin.
Final
or-
Fantasy, as of this was last year, at the end of last year, 320,000 for Final Fantasy, and 250,000 for Elder Scrolls.
Damn.
Wow.
I said
You have to
Skyrim.
pay $15 a month for ESO?
Chat was saying it's buy to play, so you buy it once.
Oh, I think they changed it, right? It used to be subscription. Or I might be wrong. I don't know. I know ESO had like that huge update. I went back and played it. I just like wasn't feeling it. It's just like it just feels awkward.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 though, me and the Night Stream crew, we want to get back into an MMO, and we might be waiting for the expansion, but
Yeah,
I don't
they're talking about I think the reason a lot of people hesitant to play Final Fantasy 14 is the story, because you
Exactly,
have to play
that's
the
why.
story.
oh yeah,
and
that is
Zeke,
like a
you're
really big
laughing.
turn-off.
It's not that the story's bad. It's that you have to play about 70 hours of the story to even get to the expansion, and it's not skippable. You have to play through the story. The story's like it's how you level up in the game. There's much faster ways to level up, but if you level too fast, you still got to go back and do the main story. There was talks.
So
Go ahead.
So if like someone new, like myself, I've barely ever played the game. So if I were to launch and make a character on expansion day, I'd have to do all the story stuff.
Yep. It's
That's
really
that's a
shitty.
turnoff.
Yeah. There was talks about potentially selling an item that you could use to skip all of the story stuff, which I think they should do. Because, like you said, it's fucking awful when you have this huge MMO launch but you can't play any of the new shit for like 100+ hours. And that's
Yeah,
not
so
an
it's like, what's the
exaggeration.
point?
Yeah.
That's like the beauty of WoW, though. Like,
It is. You can jump back into it.
even every patch almost, you can just jump back in. It's always welcoming, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I hope they address that soon because I think that game could go much or could be much bigger if they didn't have the story kind of cock blocking everyone from the newest shit. That's not to say the story's bad. All the stuff they put in with the story is really cool. They put in new dungeons like almost every patch, but you still got to do it if you're starting out from scratch. And it's Aurelian's been going through it. I think she's put in 70 hours, maybe like 50 or 60 hours, and she still has about 100 quests before she can get to the first expansion, which then has leveling to 50 to 60, and then you have to do about another 100 or 150 quests before you can get to the new expansion stuff. So
wow,
it's kind of crazy.
Lots of work.
Yeah, it's a grind on quest, and if most of it's not voiced until you hit around 50, and then it's all voiced. And then there's like hour-long cutscenes in between the expansions that you can just skip, but it's pretty story focused. It's a very interesting MMO because like no other MMO has story that focused on it. WoW story is so light that you can just skip past all of it and read the lore somewhere else if you really care about it. But
Exactly.
let's take a break. We'll come back, talk a little about news. I want to talk a little bit about the GTA 5 RP craze that's been going on Twitch as
what?
well.
Oh, I just told them we were going to talk about that.
Really? I mean, I think it's worth talking about. I'm more interested in talking about the whole Eli craze as well. Guy got like 20,000 Canadian dollars raised for him, and he's never even streamed before. So I want to talk about that and get everyone's thoughts because it's kind of a crazy only on Twitch scenario. We got the Call of Duty trailer as well, and then a couple other things in the news. So we'll come back and talk about all that right after this. Don't go anywhere. Drop Frames continues right after this. We'll see you then.